When I reviewed Fractal Design's Torrent, I found a number of things I quite liked, and I certainly found many points to discuss. The airflow coming in from the front and the floor of the case is interesting. Having the power supply in the roof, that's different as well. And of course I faced a bit of criticism because initially I used a custom loop cooling system in the case, and a number of the audience thought, no, Torrent means air, therefore air cooler. I revisited the Torrent and I demonstrated, once I'd used a Noctua D15 in the case, that it is huge inside. There's a lot of space to fill, and to my mind a custom loop made perfect sense. I noticed a number of comments below those videos that said, I'll just wait for the compact version. And you know what? That day's arrived. But what would a compact version of Torrent look like if you took a clean sheet of paper and you stuck with the front intake, bottom intake, power supply in the top layout, and you wanted to use 180mm fans? I can answer the question. It would look exactly like this. Let's pull off some panels and then we'll talk about the specs. So, main glass panel, very lightly tinted glass. Around the back, plain steel. Top panel simply pulls and removes. Front panel. Filter is familiar from the original Torrent. And we've got a filter in the floor of the case. And there we have it. The Torrent Compact is indeed a smaller version of the Torrent, about 100mm in the vertical and fore and aft dimensions. £123 is significantly cheaper than the Torrent, but that's not down to the size, as quite clearly you have fewer fans. Fans can be quite expensive, so they've managed to save on the bill of materials. In the event you're thinking, nope, it's still a little on the large side. Well, good news. Today Fractal is also launching a nano version of the Torrent, which is mini ITX, with a single 180mm fan at the front. We're handling the Nano in a separate review. Click here to see the Nano in action. So how exactly does the Compact differ from the Torrent? The new Compact has a single 3.5-inch drive bay up in the power supply compartment and 3 2.5-inch drive bays around the back. You don't get any optical drive bays at all. There are 7 expansion slots and support for eATX. Front I/O panel has a single USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C, 2 USB 3.0 Type-A's, HD audio and power and reset buttons. Fan mounts. The Compact is supplied with 2 180mm fans at the front. If we choose, we can swap them out for 2 140s or 3 120s. The design of the Torrent means you have no fan mounts in the roof of the case. At the rear of the case, the Compact has a mount for a single 120mm fan. No choice here over 140. The bottom of the case is where we see a big difference from the original Torrent. You can install 2 180mm fans, however, you have to switch to a micro ATX or mini ITX motherboard. If you put 180s in the floor of the case, there is no room for an ATX board. Alternatively, you can install 2 140s or 3 120s. Radiator support at the front of the case is relatively restricted to a 280 or a 360, and in the floor of the case you can install either a 240 or a 280. The power supply maximum length is 210mm, which is not a huge restriction. GPU length is down significantly from the original Torrent. It's now 368mm, which is still plenty. But of course it depends on what the fans are that you have installed in the front of the case. With the stock 180s, 330mm is the limit. CPU cooler, you've got up to 174mm, which is absolutely heaps. Cable routing space in the back of the case. This looks like a limitation. 20mm down from the original 32mm, and the Torrent was tight for space. Moving down to the dimensions of the case, we've lost 100mm off the length, 20mm off the width, and about 60mm off the height. You might be looking at the Torrent Compact and thinking to yourself, excellent, a smaller Torrent is exactly what I want. In which case you'll want to take a look at this. rough and ready build that I've done. I'm using a 10.5-inch length AMD Radeon 6800 XT graphics card. You can see we've got plenty of space between the front of the graphics card and the fans. Motherboard is the Gigabyte Z690 Aorus Master that I recently reviewed. It's an E80X rather than an ATX. It fits comfortably. You will see it goes down to the floor of the case. Power supply in the roof is this Fractal Design Ion Plus 2 Platinum 860 watt. It's a shortish ATX unit and it sits with the power connectors tight behind the drive bay. If I remove the drive bay, you will see we have space for the cables. And if I just flip the chassis around, these are the cables that need to be hidden away. The more I can pull up to the roof, as discussed at length in the original torrent review, the better. But currently there is no CPU cooler installed. It should be fairly evident that an air tower will go without any difficulty. If we take this Fractal Celsius Plus S28, so a 280mm AIO, and go approximately like that, it will fit. A bit close at the front, not ideal. You can build a system like this, but it's starting to get really close for comfort. The first thing I thought when I saw this case was, I want those fans in the floor of the case. So that's what I'm going to do. Removing the 180s from the case is easy. 4 screws like normal behind the front panel. 1 and 2. But how do you install the fans in the floor of the case? Remove the filter, and you don't have access to the mounting slots. The way you do it is you remove these plastic feet. I've removed the standoffs at the bottom, and now the fans can go very snugly in place. With the fans installed and the feet replaced, you can see there's quite a lot of material blocking the airflow. So I guess we'll see how well that works in practice once the system's up and running. Reinstall the dust filter. Must confess I'm getting a slightly gloomy feeling about this. Right, that's the fans installed in the bottom. Now, of course, we have 180mm fan mounts at the front. I'm going to use that 280mm AIO I showed you earlier, and that means I can reach for the accessory pack, which includes these 2 brackets, which, as explained in the rather superb Fractal user guide up to their usual standards, we can mount these brackets in the front, and that allows us to install 120 or 140mm fans. But first we're going to have to install a motherboard. The motherboard I've chosen is this Micro ATX MSI Mag B550M mortar. Processor, we're going for a Ryzen 5 5600X. SSD under that heatsink is a Sabrent Rocket 4.0, so it's Gen 4. And then I've gone for, and this is a bit of a bold move possibly, I've gone for 4 modules of this Patriot Viper RGB memory. It's rated at 3200 mega transfers, 8 gig modules, so 4x8, 32 gig in total. That's not the bit that's daring, just the fact it's 4 modules on an AMD board, something I almost never do, so we'll see if that works well. I think in terms of aesthetics, that setup looks the part. So I'll put the board in, and then it's time to connect things up, add the cooler, and see how the PC looks. The PC's up and running. Before I get on with thermal testing, a couple of points that have occurred to me. Here we have the front panel dust filter, which I've removed from the front panel. So the front panel without the filter goes in absolutely fine. With the filter installed, like that, you can see it's flush. And now the front panel won't go on. And the reason is the screw heads, which go through the fans into the radiator. Obviously the stock fan screws have flush heads because they're countersunk, so that's just daft. Secondly, you can just about see that the side panel isn't sitting nicely, and that's because of the cables pushing on it. With the original Torrent, I complained that the lug for securing the panel in place with a screw was wrong. They fixed that with the Compact. You now have a lug that you can access, so that works. The point is, however, we've got cables pushing out. So if I put the panel on without that screw, it just pops immediately loose. The screw holds it, but those cables are a problem. And to forestall the inevitable question, yes, I do have cables pushed up into the roof, but the problem to my mind is lack of space on the back of the board. In the main compartment, we've got loads of space for the hardware, no problem at all, but cable management, it's an eyesore. Regardless whether you've gone for ATX with the 180s at the front, or as I've done, micro ATX with the 180s in the floor. It's all together, it's working, the RGB is looking perfectly pleasant. It's time for some thermal testing. Thermal testing. I've got the two fans on the AIO and the two fans supplied with the case in the floor of the case. Obviously they're very different sizes, different operating speeds. The 180mm operate up to 1200 RPM and the PWMs on the AIO up to 1700 RPM. So if I plugged them all into the fan hub together, I wouldn't have been clear what speeds they were running at. So I haven't done that. The two 180s are on the fan hub and then connected to the CPU header, the two AIOs direct to the motherboard. I've run the fans at three settings, 50%, 75% and 100%. At 50% the 180mm were running at 680 RPM and the 140s at 1000 RPM. So those 140s quite a bit faster than you'd expect. At 75% the 180s at 950 RPM, the 140s at 1450 RPM, and then at 100% the 180s at 1100 RPM and the 140s at 1600 RPM, which is quite a way off spec. So either the fans are out to lunch, or the software is, or the MSI PWM is doing something a bit peculiar. I was surprised by those numbers, which is why I've droned on about them. So what did the system sound like with the fans at those different speeds? And remember, the front is pretty much open to the air. Here's 50%. And then 75%. And now 100%. Here's the chart showing you the Ryzen 5 5600X and the RX 6800 XT, and the fan speed made essentially no difference whatsoever. So clearly the wise move with this system, a Ryzen 5 plus a beefy graphics card, is to run the fans low and slow, enjoy the peace and quiet, and enjoy the good gaming performance. So what did I think of the Torrent Compact? Well, to be honest, I'm not hugely impressed. In its own terms, it works well enough, but it was problematic. Admittedly, I've caused, in a sense, some of those problems by moving the 180s to the floor of the case and putting an AIO with the rad at the front. But that is one of the suggested setups from Fractal Design, so I've not done anything bad, it just hasn't worked out too well. I think the smart move is to buy the case, leave the front 180s alone, put an air cooler on it, and then see whether or not you need to add, say, a rear fan, and I suspect you don't. It'll probably be fine with fans on, or fans on your CPU cooler, plus the stock front fans. That would be my suggestion. Go air cooled, forget about AIO, don't be moving the fans into the floor of the case. Let us look at the pros and cons. Pros: it has a quirky design based on those 180mm fan form factors. I think it looks good. It has stylish looks. The front grille I really like, and with the filter removed you can see the RGB, which is why you have to run the fans low and slow. And the RGB looks good. I would be inclined, if I was in the market for the Torrent Compact, to not buy this version, but to buy the version that comes with the RGB 180mm fans. As I say, I'd leave them alone in the front, and then we'd have RGB happiness. That would be a good thing to do. Cons: you need more space behind that left hand panel, right hand as you're looking at the back panel. There just isn't enough space for cable management in my opinion, and I haven't got storage drives in there. I've got a minimum build system. This business with the front filter clashing with the screw heads, again, leave the fans in the front alone, don't touch anything, don't put an AIO there, not a problem. But something's gone wrong there. And then within the main compartment, cable management, again, it's not great. I've got a space between these fans and the bottom of the motherboard, and the cables are just kind of hanging there because there aren't grommets and pass-through holes along the case. That's it. Overall, it's certainly worth considering buying the Fractal Design Torrent Compact, but it's not one for me. I can understand why people might go for it, but you're going to have to work if you're going to make it come out well.